Hey guys, I'm MeeMee and I do Allsorts, and today it's that time of month again. It's Scrawlrbox. If you don't know what Scrawlrbox is, it's a monthly ad subscription box here in the UK. You get mystery items and a challenge. By the way, I'm not sponsored and not affiliated, so let's see what we get inside. Right, let's go. Ooh, it's very nicely put together as usual. As you can see, we've got our monthly scroller thing, our supplies. Ooh, I really love that. See the gorgeous colours. Love the way how it looks so realistic. I can draw trees for the life of me. Right, and then the lovely artist, Katarzyna Kmek, and sorry, I do not know how to pronounce the last name. And if you would like to check on some work of the camera focus, then some details. And here we have watercolour paper. We seem to be getting an awful lot of watercolours lately. I'm not complaining, I love watercolours. So we've got the Aqua Etival, I've never heard of that one. Watercolour paper, you get 8 sheets, the A5 acid free, 300 GM2, no idea what that meant, maybe it's GSM, £140, cold press, everything I love about it. Oh, and I noticed as well, it's another collab with Clairefontaine. They do the best paper pens I've ever come across in scroll boxes. I have a fair few of these already and I have not been disappointed once. So there's the paper, you probably can't see it, but it's slightly textured. Ooh, that is thick. You can hear it as well. I can't wait to try that out. And there you go, keep scrolling. Next is the supplies, and neatly wrapped up. Alright, so first off we have a Derwent Sketching medium wash 4B pencil, and it is water soluble, so we are definitely working with some kind of watercolours. And here we've got a Scrawlrbox paintbrush. I love them when they give us their own paintbrushes. And it's flat tipped. It's somewhat soft. And here we've got another Derwent Sketching pencil. This time it's a dark wash. And it's an 8B. I know the camera's not picking it up, and it does say 8B on it. An eraser. We've gone now from Koinor as well. We've got a soft tip there and what looks like a harder tip there, and it's like an old school eraser, and the old pink and blue one, when the blue end was meant to rub away ballpoint ink, but it never did, and just bored a hole in your paper. So we have tubes. What? Am I reading that right? Liquid pencil. Re-wettable as well. Whatever it is, I've got one in grey 9, one in yellow, and another in blue. Strange mishmash of colours there. And we have a sweet, and This reminds me of my childhood. I always used to find them in my granddad's sweet tin, and these are like subtle mint flavour. We have our Scrawlrbox sticker which matches the theme of the card, and our destruction list. So here in the scroll scene we've got a little bit more about the supplies given, about the artist, and about the mysterious paints. Apparently they are graphite based. I have never seen anything like this before, so I am so super excited to try it out. Apparently it doesn't behave exactly like watercolour, and the pencil will not flow evenly even on a wet page unless diluted considerably, and apparently you need to use quite a lot of force. That's what it's saying to you, but it gives you tips on how to use it, which I think I greatly need considering I've never heard or used this before. So which now brings us on to the Scrawler challenge, which is Mother Nature. Now the introduction's out of the way, and let's see how these supplies fare up. Right, so I'm gonna start pouring on the paints. I am so sorry for the state of my palette. I'd say never go for plastic palettes, because as you can see there's still an awful lot, and these are just watercolours. So we're gonna try yellow, and it's capped. Oh, hello. Ooh, that's interesting. So the question is, how the hell do I pop that? And some of them poking holes and everything, and check it out. Wait, what? That does not look like yellow. Okay. I'm hoping that there's going to be some wizardry involved, but I do love the novelty of these caps. It's the first time I've ever seen something like it. So this is blue, and it looks the exact same colour, and now I'm getting everywhere, and grey. Okay, they're all looking the exact same. Ah, that's so bizarre. Maybe it's just as well that the yellow is in the other one, so I'll remember. There you go, we're gonna give yellow a try. Come a bit closer. Okay, that is not coming out yellow. I mean, is this something I'm doing wrong? A bit light, perhaps? Nope. Well, apparently it says in here they have to stir well, but can stir that up a little bit. Let's try blue. Nope. And we've got a tint of blue, and a bit tinted as well. And grey. I'm considering that they're all grey at the moment. That is so bizarre. It's almost like watercolours, but it's really weird. Very weird. I'm gonna shake up the tubes a bit and see if that works. Well, trying to shake them didn't work. And I've got it all over me. Let's try yellow again. And I still don't understand how many things work, and I've read the instructions, but it's not. I don't know if this is how it's meant to work. But at the moment we've just got little tints, so we've got like little very, very subtle tint of yellow. That one's a bit more of a bluey grey, and then you've got like a grey. I really do not know how to work with these, but it's going to be interesting to find out. And so I'm going to attempt to take some yellow, some blue, see what colour we get, grey, the tint of blue, did say that you're going to have to work up in the layers, so yeah, I'm really stumped at the moment. This is going to be really, really interesting. I'm wiping this off the graphite pencil earlier because I didn't have anything to puncture a hole in, so you can see it's blue and there's a little bit of yellow there, so maybe, you know, you can wait until it's fully dry or something, but you can tell that it's so different than what's on the page. And this contains water soluble, and it's actually working quite well. The wash is gone. So these are actually really good if you I'm actually really impressed with these pencils. Then just got rid of all of the pencil markings. But with these, I am really, really stumped at what to do. Well, it says then the graphite will darken slightly after drying. Colours might become dull on some papers, and then further down on some papers after complete drying, you can refine details with a good pencil eraser. That's really interesting. So apparently, in theory, you should be able to erase this. So I'm going to wait until it dries and I'm going to give it a try. Right, so it's a little bit dry, so I'm going to take the eraser and I'm just going to give it a good rub. And smudging. Don't know if that's supposed to happen. But where the smudged is, I can actually erasing very messily, and really don't like these rubbers. I don't know if I should wait until it's a bit drier. Oh, there we go. Just a little bit. And so then you shouldn't really put some force down if you want to erase it. But as you can see, you can erase it. Again, I'm not really too sure about the colour selection. I was actually expecting it to be a bit more noticeable, like these colours. But like I say, it's just not showing up. Right, so with that said, I'm going to attempt to do something. I did cheat a bit by using a yellow erasable pencil. The whole point of doing the Scrawlrbox challenge is to use what is in the box, but I didn't want to go in with the liquid graphite on the pencils, which didn't exactly erase with these during the experimental stage. And I did have some problems towards the end trying to get at least a clean and white line. I'm thinking it's down to the eraser rather than the paint itself. For this piece I thought I would try my hand at something I haven't done since I was a kid, and that is draw mushrooms. I wanted to go down a bit more of an illustrative route and throw in some lilies for extra flair. The liquid graphite. Well, you've heard me 1,000,001 times during the meeting with the medium. It was interesting to use, and I actually found myself liking them, even though the colours weren't shown through as much as I'd like. In fact, the second try, the colours weren't even subtle anymore, and they became the same grey shade. And that's my opinion. And they did pick up very easily, so I had to be careful. I approached them as if they were like watercolours. I watered the yellow down and started light and worked my way up to dark shades. It was still hard to use, and it really was like using liquid graphite and acts like liquid graphite, but acts a little different than the graphite pencils in the box. I don't know how else to describe it really. I found it difficult to control as to me, and thought the brush was a bit stiff for the medium. Again, I'm no expert, but perhaps a softer brush would have been better. Another alternative would have been a slanted brush, so you could still cover a large area and get finer details, as I ended up losing the shape of my flat brush. Here I am using the pencils to darken areas that need shadows and to better define the illustration. Despite the oddness and messiness of the supplies, I actually really enjoyed working with them, and I can definitely see myself using them in the future. yeah, this is my final piece. I actually really did enjoy using the material, considering I've never used them before, and you probably can't tell in this slide, but especially around this area I can see some glitteriness, and you know, you do find in graphite pencils, such well there. But this also has to be one of my favourite pieces and I've done so far in the Scroll Challenge. You know, and something that I'm not usually used to. Draw mainly characters of some sort, but just doing something like this, you know, it's a nice break, and you do get in some really... So if you want your very own Scrawlrbox, as I said, I'm not sponsored and not affiliated, I will leave the link down below. So then thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.